Good morning. Good morning. All right, sorry guys. This is now I should be locked up. I should be locked up right now. I should be locked up for what I'm doing. Well, I am. I'm in a mental hospital and they let me have this morning to hike and run. All right, guys. I have a story for you today. You guys want to hear a story? Yeah? All right, give me a 531 first. I'm still out in Mississippi. I don't know if you guys I sound different to myself. All right, let's start with that. 531. 5. I'm grateful for feeling better this morning. 4. I'm grateful for my friend who I met here 8 years ago and we just had dinner. I don't know how healthy it is to have lobsters in Mississippi, but it was amazing. 3, I'm grateful for all the sharing. The sharing is caring statement. Come on, man. The amount you guys share here is like, for real. I thought I would have to work out super hard to do all the heavy lifting. You guys do all the heavy lifting. It's a space has been created so that we can all fly. This is amazing. 2, grateful for leg day squats, and 1, grateful for to be in nature right now. 3 things I'm going to work on today. I'm going to try to ollie a little bit higher than I did yesterday without hurting myself. 2, I'm going to try to work on finishing all my homework. I got a homework on identifying all the mood changes, going back like an autopsy, and identifying each part of how my depression manifests itself and all the mood changes, so that I can really dissect it and get to know me. I'm going to work on my narcissism and how it appears, where my narcissistic wound was, what caused it, and where it came out of it. And I'm going to work on, this is an ongoing one, but I'm going to work on eating healthy today, which I did yesterday, which I'm happy about. And a fact about myself as I look at the grass is, when I was a kid, I used to eat grass. I don't know who else did that, but I used to eat a lot of it. And it didn't taste good at first, but it just became like a what do you say? I'm not thinking straight this morning. I'm still half asleep, but God, brain fart, acquired taste. It became an acquired taste. I'm gonna walk right now because I'm gonna do it feels disrespectful to the story I'm gonna focus on the story. It's raining, my shirt is off, there's dark outside, there's no one outside, and I'm on a skateboard with a plastic bag kind of over my head so that my phone doesn't get wet. And it's like a drizzle, like a light drizzle, but no one's out. I'm gonna tell you a story. What, like a kid's story? Is it NSFW? Or can I let my kid, can I take my earbuds out? Can I? You guys ever seen an orange bear? Orange bear with purple stripes? Yeah, it's a rare sighting, but yeah, so there he was. And his name was Tuffy. I'm not going to spell it for you, but it was Tuffy. So Tuffy was a bad bear. Tuffy was a bad kid. When Tuffy was a little bear, little cub, Tuffy did some bad stuff, and you could say, well, he must have had a traumatic childhood. His parents were probably mean to him. Probably got bullied at school, but none of those things were true. Oh, so Tuffy's a psychopath bear. Now, Tuffy had some stuff. None of us had a perfect childhood and a bear childhood. Come on. There was life happened. His parents were loving and great, but life happened. There's just the dangers and the risks of being an orange. Imagine being a bright neon orange, purple striped bear in nature, and think of all the dangers. And, I could write books on the adventures that Tuffy got into. So yeah, And you know, he minimized it and get over it, and was like, that's just the life of a bear in the woods. But Tuffy, like all of our characters, are sensitive, and they had to toughen up. And so Tuffy didn't like how he felt. So Tuffy lashed out, and Tuffy became a bad bear. There was black bears, brown bears. Yeah, I guess that's it. Oh, I guess there's panda bears and koala bears and polar bears. But there was no orange and purple bears. Even Tuffy's parents weren't orange and purple, which made him think, am I adopted? And they all made fun of Tuffy when he was a kid, so I just said he didn't have any trauma. Well, I guess I forgot that part. So Tuffy had hit a growth spurt in his teens and was like twice the size of like the biggest polar bear. And Tuffy was mean. He was a predator, like a literal predator. He would, I mean, God, I know I said it was a kid story, but he killed other bears. Yeah, this story got dark really quick. I mean, and Tuffy's big, but he looks, I mean, if I decided to start a merch line, can someone listening to draw Tuffy? Tuffy is gigantic, twice the size of a normal bear, huge claws and teeth, but like cartoonish eyes and mouth and nose, and looks like kind of like a what do you call it? A Care Bear, you know? So looks super cute, super cute, but vicious. And so Tuffy said, I'm so tired of the world trying to kill me, hurt me, that I'm gonna be a big badass bear, and nothing will ever hurt me again. So Tuffy killed other bears. Tuffy was the leader of, you know, he was like the unappointed leader of a gang, but he didn't even like them because he was a loner. He spent time by himself in a cave, and he didn't even eat the other people. I mean, I guess that's cannibalism or cannibalism, but he just liked eating slugs and snails. He was like, I don't know, that was his jam. He loved eating mosquitoes. So Tuffy, you know, grew older and older and more bitter, more self-hatred, more into like just this crotchety, miserable old bear. Even with the bright colors, it was misleading because you saw him and he looked like a Disney character, but he was just so miserable. And he was stuck. You know, he was stuck in shame. Tuffy would, what you would call a shame chaser. He would chase his shame. His shame made him shameless. He killed people. He was a murderer. And he was resentful of everything. Everything got under Tuffy's skin, his fur. He was a resentment collector. And he was very antisocial. F them all. I don't belong to any of them. Oh, but you're a bear, right? Nope. I hate bears. He didn't even consider himself a bear. And one day, while Tuffy was eating some slugs and snails on some rotting wood by the river, a few little cub bears were trying to cross on this log that Tuffy was eating his snails on, and it was old. It was old and moldy, and it had just rained the night before, so the rapids were pretty strong, and the cubs were trying to cross to get to their mama, and it cracked. The wood cracked, and all three fell in the water. Ah! And what did Tuffy say? F him. F this one. And Tuffy was big. He could have just reached out and grabbed him with his claws or his teeth and his fangs and just washed him up to shore. But he didn't do that because who cares? I don't care. F him. No one would have ever done that for me. And they float downriver, and they were drowning, and then they didn't know how to swim, and they were going to die. And the mom was crying, said, do something, please, Tuffy, please. He said no, and he kept eating the slugs. And then something, to this day, he doesn't know what it was, but something changed in him. Oh, wow, sun's coming up. Woo. And Tuffy, like a bat out of hell, just took off like a blur of orange and purple, just slashing trees in half, top speed, just chugging, speeding through the forest, and jumped in the water, the freezing cold water. And right when he jumped in, there was all these like crazy sea monsters that, you know, they look like, I've seen them before. They're They're like neon green. They're not like normal green. They're like neon green. Sea monsters jumped out, and they were about to eat the three little bears. And Tuffy grabbed their faces and ripped their faces off, ripped their tails off, ripped all their skin off, and stomped on them and destroyed them and saved the three bears. The bears were covered in sea monster blood and guts, but they were happy to be alive. And the mama bear came in and gave Tuffy a big hug. Thank you for saving my three cubs. And Tuffy just pushed her away. Get away from me. I should have let them drown. I should have let them get eaten by the sea monsters. Tuffy, you're a miserable old bear, but I still am forever grateful for you saving my children. And Tuffy was stuck in shame. He could never get out of shame. You know, there was times that he wished he could change or wanted to change or imagine what it would be like to live a normal life, a normal bear life, but it was too hard. It was too much work, and there was no path to get back to safely. There's too many people that would make fun of him. It felt like his fate was set, and so he was stuck in shame, and he was stuck. His image of himself. He remembered, as he saved the three little bears, he remembered, I was once a little bear. I had all these hopes and desires. I had all these dreams that I wanted to do. I never thought I would grow into a murderer, a miserable murdering bear. And so Tuffy's mom said, what is it? Tell me what it is. You seem lost in thought. You seem depressed. Tell me what's going on. What's on your mind? What's in your heart? And he put his hand out. He goes, I'm stuck right here, you know. And then he brought it lower and lower, and he put his paw to the ground, and he goes, this is who I thought I was, you know, and he put it up to his chest. This is the image I had of myself oh my God, there's an actual deer this time. I'm not the boy who cried deer. There's a real deer. I'm going to take a picture of it. Proof it. Oh, wow. He's looking at me. All right. So this is how I think of myself. This is the image I have of myself that I thought I was, that I wanted to be. And he held it up to his chest. And as years went by, I betrayed myself. I went further and further from who I thought I was going to be. There's all these things that I'll never do this. I'll never do that. And I did all of them. And so this is where I'm stuck now. And he put his paw to the ground. He goes, this is what I am, a piece of S. I'm nothing. This is all I'll ever be. I'm literally a murderer. I've killed my friends. I've killed my family members. I've killed other bears from all different tribes. So this is all I'll ever be. And the mama bear took Tuffy's hand, took Tuffy's paw with both of her hands, and she lifted his paw over his head. And she said, that's who you were, and this is who you are today. You don't have a bear time machine. You can't go back in time. You can't change what you did and what happened to you and what you did. But we're here now, in the present, in this moment. In this moment right now, we change our fate. We change who we are. All I know is today you saved three cubs and you're a hero. That's who you are today. And then Tuffy ate the mom. And I know that's a tough story to hear, but I think there's a lesson in there somewhere. I know for me, the lesson I got from that story, the story I just made up, is that you sound crazy, Dave. I'm stuck. As a kid, I wanted to be Superman. I wanted to be Luke Skywalker. I wanted to be the good guy, the hero. I never thought I'd become the villain. You're too hard on yourself, Dave. No, but for real, I did so many things in my life. I watched so much Corno. I did so many bad things, unforgivable things. Come on, Dave, you're being too hard on yourself. And so I was stuck. And I was stuck. I was a stucco. I was stucky. And I couldn't get out of it. And I can't do anything about that. Anyone listening right now, unless you have a time machine, please share it. Share it with the Discord. But unless you don't, Every single one listening, there's nothing you can do to change the past. Not a thing. It's happened. That's set in stone or whatever. It's just done. But just for today, do something to honor your child, what you thought you were going to be. Go out there and do a good deed. Something small. Go pick up a piece of trash. Help someone. Buy someone dinner. And start changing your destiny just for today. Because when I see anyone in here, I love you. I don't know you and I already love you. I know I'm worthy. I know I'm enough. And if you're in here, you're worthy. You're enough. Change your fate. Change your destiny. I accept you. I don't judge you. You did what you did. Your life is what it is, but it starts today. Right now, go out there, do something to make yourself proud. Oh, I want to make my parents proud. Make yourself proud today. And if you go fall back tomorrow and you become a villain again tomorrow, that's tomorrow. Guess what? We can't change tomorrow either. We're here now. Do it now. Don't do it tonight. Do it right now. Go do something right now and get out of the way. And then if you feel good and you want to keep going, then do another thing. Unstuck yourself. Go stuck yourself. Go unstuck yourself. Don't be stucky. Don't be stucco. Get unstuck. Learn from Tuffy. And he ended up, he didn't chew. He swallowed her because it was an old instinct. His instinct was he felt too much in that moment. So he wanted to kill her. He didn't like that the mama made him feel anything. So he swallowed her whole, but he didn't chew, and then he spit her back out. He regurgitated her back out. And yeah, she was covered in some bile and stuff, but he didn't eat her. All right. Love you guys. Be broth.